Well, Lucy, you're right. This is one of the biggest investigations to have ever been carried out against the 'Ndrangheta, which is a very powerful organized crime system that originated in Italy, but now operates in over 40 countries. Now, we just heard from some of the top anti-mafia prosecutors here in Italy who held a press conference, and they said that this investigation is this morning, and also millions of euros have been seized, and on top of that, thousands of tons of narcotics, especially cocaine, but also hashish and heroin. Also, interestingly, Italian police released a video showing some of the items that have, well, it actually revealed really important new information about how some of the top families, some of the most powerful families of the 'Ndrangheta have been operating, especially during COVID. So according to prosecutors, they flooded the European market with drugs that they imported from South America. They then laundered that money, but not only in Italy, in lots of European countries, especially Germany, where a huge network was uncovered. As you mentioned, pizzerias, ice cream shops that were used as fronts to launder money. They also worked with Chinese criminals to move large sums of money between countries. And interestingly, prosecutors also said that they use sort of new, innovative, investigative tools because, you know, lots of the 'Ndrangheta members, they talk in code, they use encrypted messages, they use nicknames, and so the police had to use sort of new tools to uncover the way that they... Right, Christian, and in fact this was the biggest investigation to have been carried out against the 'Ndrangheta to date. Earlier today we heard from some of the top anti-mafia prosecutors in Italy who said that this was unprecedented in terms of scale. You know, hundreds of people have been arrested, and not only in Italy, so millions of euros have been seized, thousands of tons of narcotics, mostly cocaine, but also heroin and hashish. Earlier today, Italian police released a video showing some of the assets that have been seized, and those include assault rifles, handguns, but also gold bars and stacks of cash. The 'Ndrangheta originated in Calabria, as you mentioned, which is in southern Italy, which is one of the poorest regions of the country. But in the last few years, it has become the most powerful mafia group in Italy. It's a big blow, but it definitely would not put an end to their operation as such. I think that would be wishful thinking for the moment. What is really important about this investigation is the new information that's come to light about how some of the sort of highest levels of the 'Ndrangheta, some of the most powerful families,
follow the money.
And the mood here is incredible. The whole city is decorated. There are flags hanging outside every balcony, life-size cutouts of the players in the streets. If you go into a bakery, there are pastries and ice creams dedicated to the players. I spoke to some high school students who said that if they win, they're definitely going to cry because they feel that this is a historic moment. And of course, this is a party that has been 33 years in the making, because the last time that Napoli won this title was in 1990 when Diego Maradona was their captain. And of course, Maradona is still revered in the city. As you can see, there's a whole shrine dedicated to him. That incredible win for Napoli 3 decades ago, it was very difficult for the team to sustain that level of success. They started playing badly, they had financial troubles, and they were demoted to a lower league. And since then, it's always been the bigger teams from northern Italy, like from Milan or from Turin, that kept winning year after year. And that's why for so many people here today, this is not just about football. It's a symbol of the inequality between northern Italy, which is very wealthy, and southern Italy, which is poorer. Lots of Neapolitans feel that northern Italy looks down upon them, and so winning this title today would be a social vindication, would make them feel seen. Now, it's only a few hours until a crucial match, and there's lots of people here. There's a whole generation that doesn't remember the glory days of Diego Maradona, and they're hoping to live it for the first time today.
Their team, Napoli, have just become the champions of Italy's Premier Football League. And as you can see, the mood here is incredible. It's one big street party. People are singing, dancing and even crying. And of course, this is a city that lives and breathes football. It's almost like a religious experience. And people feel here that they really deserve this win after 3 decades. You know, the last time that Napoli won the title was when Diego Maradona was captain. But since then, it's always been the bigger teams in northern Italy who kept winning year after year. And that's why for so many people here tonight, this is about so much more than just football. It's a symbol of the inequality that exists between Italy's north, which is very wealthy, and Italy's south, which is much poorer. Now, people here have told us that they will celebrate through the night for days, months, and even for a whole year. And you know, for a city that is clearly so connected to its football club, this is a day that they will cherish for years to come.
I did watch the game right here last night, and the whole city of Naples has been celebrating since the win. This has basically become one big street party, and the atmosphere has been incredible. People were singing, dancing, swimming in fountains. There were children playing football in the streets. As you can see, hanging outside every balcony. I spoke to somebody yesterday who said that it's impossible to put this emotion into words. And someone else said to me that he cried when Napoli beat Udinese yesterday because he felt that this was such a historic moment for the city.
Are the celebrations over now?
The celebrations are not over. I am being told that this is just the beginning. And of course, this is a city that lives and breathes football. And this celebration has been 33 years in the making, because the last time that Napoli won the league was in 1990 when Diego Maradona was their captain. But of course, since then, it's always been the bigger football clubs from northern Italy, you know, from Milan or from Turin, who kept winning year after year. And so this victory today is about so much more than football for people here. It's a victory of the underdogs. It's a social vindication. Now, there's a whole generation here in Naples that is too young to remember the glory days of Maradona. But, you know, for a city that is so devoted to their football club, this celebration, this win is something they're going to remember and cherish for years to come.
Sophia, we were speaking to a Napoli fan earlier, and he made the point that one of the things that the club had done right was the management. They were very strict in what they did, how they did it. How unusual is that when it comes to Italian football?
It's quite unusual. As I mentioned, the team won, the last time that the team won the Serie A title was in 1990 when Diego Maradona was captain. And that was a huge sort of success here in Naples. But since then, the team could not sustain that level of success. They started playing badly. They were demoted to a lower league, and they even went bankrupt because they had financial troubles. But a big change happened in 2004 when a new person came in, De Laurentiis. He's a filmmaker, a film producer who saw potential here. He bought the team, and since then the team has been increasingly playing better and better, but still year after year they couldn't quite make it. They couldn't quite win the Serie A title. So people here feel that this is really their time, their moment, that they really deserve this win, and they'll be celebrating and partying for weeks and months to come.
We know full well just how much economically football can bring to so many aspects of society. Will this be doing anything for the city of Naples itself?
Well, when they won the Serie A title about 3 decades ago, Naples was very different. It was much poorer. It had just been hit by a terribly devastating earthquake. So the win back then was seen as a sort of rebirth for the city. Today is very different. Naples is very well known internationally. You know, it's the home of pizza, Italian food. Lots of tourists come here. In fact, among Napoli fans last night, it wasn't only Italian
Italian people, but people from the UK, France, Germany, lots of European countries. So it's a very different situation today. And many people here have told me that they feel that this win is sort of a consecration of a new status of Naples that now feels an international European city.